Well, with that weather and it being spring, of course, it's, sports season. So what do you think of that?
Let's go over to our sports anchor, Connor Keurig, who's going to tell us that, Athens baseball is undefeated this season.
Thanks, Taylor. That is true. Hey, everyone, let's slide right into it with Athens baseball, like they said. The Bulldogs celebrated their warm spring day yesterday with another win, their 10th in a row, to be exact. Athens took down Benton County on the road, and it was a shutout. The final score was 5-0. All the Vikings could do was try and slow the Bulldogs down. This was the 19th straight TVC Conference win, and tonight, Athens will take on the mound against Jackson at home. But while one win streak continued, the Spartans faced their first heartbreak in the TVC. Last night was Alexander's first league loss, 9-6 against Wellston. The game didn't start out in the Rockets' favor, though. Alexander led 5-0 in the third inning. By the fifth, both teams were tied. Then Wellston brought 4 more runs home in the bottom of the sixth to secure their lead. This leaves the Spartans at 9-3 overall and 5-1 in the Tri-Valley Conference. Sustaining excellence is one of the most challenging things to do in sports, but the Ohio softball team has done just that, winning 30-plus games in 3 of the last 4 years. Newswatch at Noon reporter Nick Mullins breaks down how new and old faces have been essential to that success.
One of those old faces is head coach Jody Hermanek, returning for her 10th season as the second winningest coach in Ohio softball history. This year, as was the case last season, Ohio has steamrolled through the MAC with a record of 13-1 in conference and 26-13 overall. With just 3 returning seniors this year, Ohio has needed everyone to step up and fill new roles. They are, however, returning 4 All-MAC players.
It's not just one person that's going to do the job for us. It's got to be the team that's going to do the job.
As the only upper-class pitcher on the team, Danielle Stein has thrived. She has won MAC Pitcher of the Week 3 weeks in a row with a record of 15-5 and a 2.07 ERA. Stein had to fill the big shoes of Savannah Joe Dorsey, who holds almost every major pitching record at OU. And on the offensive side, after hitting 0 home runs last season, Alex Day leads the team with 11 this year, along with a .357 batting average and 35 RBIs. 8 of those came in Ohio's 22-run win over Akron, where she broke the Ohio and MAC record for most RBIs in a game. But you can't forget about Michaela Cooper. The senior power hitter is on pace to top all of her stats from last season, along with her 7th position change in 4 years. After playing shortstop last year, she moved to first to make room for freshman standout Katie Yoon at short, who is in the top 4 of every offensive category. That's the kind of example of the driving force behind this team. It's a mix of experience and youth. Yesterday, they beat powerhouse Ohio State 7-0 in the first time since 1997. But the MAC title is the ultimate goal, and everyone wants to do their part.
I want to be able to help them win the MAC. That's the one thing we're always working for.
What a game and what a season. Thanks, Nick. The Ohio softball team has won 8 straight and will look to keep the winning streak alive this weekend in the Battle of the Bricks with the Miami Redhawks. Now, Ohio baseball hasn't been so lucky. A loss, 7-6 against Marshall yesterday, but we've got this shining moment for the Bobcats to show you. A grand slam, check that out, redshirt senior Michael Klein's bat. A glimmer of hope, this came early at the bottom of the first inning. But the Bobcats fell short of completing the rally, only plating 2 more runs at Bob Rand Stadium. This puts Ohio baseball team at a record of 17-9. Ohio baseball drew 7 walks yesterday, but there will be everything but walking at the Jesse Owens Track Classic tomorrow. The annual meet hosted by Ohio State kicks off at 2 p.m. in Columbus. The Bobcats are riding on a huge success at the Charlotte Invitational. They recorded PR after PR and won first-place finish. Keep your eye on junior thrower Gaza Odinaya tomorrow. This girl's got power. She even qualified for the MAC championships in the hammer throw and discus. Basketball isn't as individual as track, but it was LeBron James versus Indiana last night, at least in the beginning. LeBron scored the first 16 points in the second game against the Pacers in the playoffs, up by 8 in the second. LeBron steals the ball for the fast break slam. That's a 10-point lead right there. Moving on to the end of the fourth, Darren Collison nails a 3-pointer for the Pacers, making it a 3-point game. Finally, Collison misses a game-tying shot, and boom, Cavs get the tight win 100-97 and avoid a 0-2 start. Moving back onto the baseball diamond in San Juan, Puerto Rico, it was the Cleveland Indians versus the Minnesota Twins yesterday. Jose Berrios got to start on the mound here in his hometown. By the top of the fourth, still no runs on the board. The Indians' Michael Brantley lines the ball to the right and Joe Mauer makes a diving catch. Finally, in the 14th inning, Edwin Encarnacion launches the ball deep for the solo home run, giving the Indians a run. The Twins tied it up in the bottom. Then a walk-off RBI secured the win for Minnesota 2-1. Just wasn't a good day for Ohio's MLB teams yesterday. With baseball's worst record, the Cincinnati Reds have fired manager Brian Price. The loss against Milwaukee leaves the Reds with a season record of 3-15. Cincinnati didn't put a point on the board yesterday. In fact, it was all zeros until Brewers' Eric Thames nails a 2-run home run. Then the game ended in a strikeout. Well, like I said, not too hot for Ohio baseball, but there's still time left in the season. Let's go back to you, Taylor.